Meghann, you've been covering the American response to the crisis in Ukraine from the Pentagon. There is some troop movement. They're not exactly getting involved in the fight, but there are troops going overseas. Tell me a little bit about that.
So the Pentagon has committed, it's up to 14,000 American troops now to Europe, not to Ukraine, of course, not to fight in Ukraine, none of that. And there are two different kinds of deployments that are going on. There's about 7,000 of those troops who have been committed to go unilaterally to different countries. So through the Baltic countries, Poland, Bulgaria, Hungary, Germany, Romania. And the rest of them have been activated as part of NATO's response force, which is a 40,000 troop organization that NATO puts together to respond to crises just like this. It's the first time that it's ever been activated in its history. And so, the U.S. has committed thousands of troops to that mission. We're not entirely sure yet who is going to be part of it or how many total, but a brigade combat team from Fort Stewart has already made its way to Germany to await further instructions for how they might get involved.
And the other mission, the ones with partners, tell us a little bit about that one.
So there's varying sort of situations that are going on. In Poland, there's a lot of training with Polish troops, but also the 82nd Airborne is there, almost 5,000 of them. And they have sort of a concurrent mission to help American evacuees coming across the border from Ukraine if they're, if they need assistance. They've helped a handful of people, mostly people who need like some food, some water, an internet connection, but no heavy duty refugee situation there. And then there are some places where there's aircraft. So we sent some F-35s to the Baltic countries. They are going to do some flights there, some training, and same thing with Apache attack helicopters are going to be up in that area doing the same sort of with the local forces, but doing just some regular training flights and just being there, being present to make everybody feel more comfortable.
In terms of the NATO response force, is there any kind of indication of what their job might be, or if there's kind of a go-ahead of, actually move into Ukraine or move closer?
The idea would not be to move into Ukraine. The NATO response force is there to defend NATO. So really the situation where that would arise is generally some sort of Russian miscalculation where they accidentally, in the course of, invading Ukraine and being within Eastern Europe, if they accidentally attack troops or facilities in Poland or other countries like that, then the NATO response force would be fully activated to go respond to that. But there's no situation where NATO would go into Ukraine to deal with a Russia-Ukraine conflict.
I see. Meghann, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.